Assalamu alaikum, my dear friends. How are you? Dear friends, look, the life is complicated, the life is difficult, the life is problematic, the life is full of the obstacles, the life is not so simple, so easy. This is something what most or overwhelming number of us do believe in. And maybe because of our belief, the life will become automatically difficult, complicated, problematic, not so easy, full of hurdles, full of full of obstacles. It might become. Why? Because we believe in that. Dear friends, there is a rule of psychology, and that rule of psychology says whatever you believe in, whatever you are expecting, the probability of its happening will be raised. So, if at all we are of the view that the life is not easy, the life will not remain easy at all. But there are definitely certain challenges, difficulties, and problems in it. Now, as far these problems are concerned, these difficulties and troubles are concerned, I think what does happen that some of the people make it easy, some of the people succeed, some of the people survive, some of the people thrive in the same sort of circumstances. Why? Because of the different attitude, because these people are more realistic, these people are more practical, and being more practical and realistic, the people are seen adopting the approaches which are far more effective, which are far more nice and better. My dear friend, today we are going to talk about how to become a more realistic, a more practical human being so that the life will become far less challenging, far less complicated and difficult for us, so that we could navigate toward our destination in the world throughout the life. My dear friend, we have, after quite a lot of research, we have chosen four qualities which are extremely important if at all somebody want to become a more realistic and practical person, if at all somebody want to navigate their life, if somebody want to live here in this world in an honorable, in a successful, in a relatively comfortable manner. So there are four qualities which needs to be created in ourselves, and those four qualities are not complicated and difficult at all. First of all, the first such quality is they are open to new possibilities. They are open to the new possibilities. My dear friend, we need to keep our options open. We don't need to think that whatever we do have, whatever I do have in my mind, nothing is beyond that. If at all only there are two or three options I cannot generate, or no new option can come. I think this belief is wrong. This belief is not right at all, my dear friends and fellows. Look, I think that we need to keep our options open for all the time. We should keep looking for the new possibilities, the new options, because we need to think. We need to think out of the box. Why to keep ourselves in the box? Why to keep our options so much limited? Because the more limited our options are, the more stuck we will become. The more open we are, the open-minded we are, the easier it will become to find a better and more practical thing. I think that this is keeping our mind open, keeping our options open. I think that is something great. They are open to new possibilities. Don't stay on a single loop track. Don't stay on a single loop track. How they have to think, how they have to feel, how they have to act, how they what they have to be. All of these things must be must be kept open, and do not close the door for the new possibilities. Always keep trying to create the new and the better, the new options, and even more options, and even more new options. Now, the second thing, they choose what works. They choose what works. Although they have enlisted uh, so many, so many, so many of the possibilities, so many of the options, but as for the selection of just one option is concerned, they do choose what works, mean what is relatively relatively more effective amongst the available options. I think that we need to become more realistic. We need to become more practical while choosing any of the option to work upon, and don't go for the options which are having very little amount of chances to succeed. I think that we need to have many of the options, but choose for the best one. Number 3, they build successful habits. They build successful habits, 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 and habits. Earlier, it was said that you are what you eat. That is true up to an extent, or up to great extent, because because what we eat have a lot of impact upon our health, and our health matters a lot. Maybe our health is everything, but now I think something which is even more important, that must be learned, that must be understood. And this one thing is that we are whatever our habits are. We are not different from our habits. Our habits make us. And if at all somebody is trying to improve their habits, I think they become a better person. And the more work we do upon our habits, the better person we do become, because our habits matters a lot. Rather, it will not be wrong if at all I say that our habits are everything else. If at all the habits are good, we can become a good person. We will becoming a good person. If at all our habits are bad, we cannot become a good person at all. We are automatically going to become a bad person. So, my dear friends and fellows, I think we are whatever our habits are. We are not different. We are not different from our habits at all. So, dear friend, I think that we need to work in a different manner. We need to build, they need to build, they do build successful habits. And the number 4 is they adjust to their circumstances. They adjust to their circumstances. They do believe that no matter what kind of circumstances and situations is, if at all there are troubles and problems, if at all there are obstacles and hurdles, but at the same time we do have the ability to manage those problems. We do have the ability to manage those problems, those difficulties, and those troubles. But at the same time, my dear friends and fellows, they do understand that no matter what are the circumstances, there are certain opportunities available here as well. No circumstances at all are without the new opportunities, or at least one type of opportunity is there. We can learn to manage those problems. We can learn to overcome those difficulties and trouble. And by doing this thing, we can become far more strong person. We can become a far more confident person. As for the level of the confidence of ours is concerned, it will be raised a lot. And at any other place, we are competing with the other people. The other people are not that tough. We, because of the certain type of circumstances, we have become a very tough person, and now we are better able to navigate navigate through life in the world. I think that is quite possible. Why? Because we like to face the problem. Because we were not shying away. We were not running away. We were not surrendering in front of the troubles and the problems. Rather, we decided to face them. Rather, we decided to encounter them. And we knew that if at all we are doing that, if at all we are doing that courageously, it will make us a far more brave person. It will make us a far more confident person. That is what is needed so desperately, my dear friend. If at all we want to become a practical person, if at all we want to become a realistic person, if at all we want to win here in this world, this is all what we can do. Thank you very much.